date wrong?
Yep, sure did.
Hello, future people. I am Past Vaughn, and I am a consummate professional. Cheers. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. It has been a hot minute. It is a typo. I'm so sorry. Hey, Randy. Oh, he says first. Hey, Sabea. Hey, Art Girl. I've got it in top chat. I'm going to put it over into live chat. Oh, it has been a doozy of a day. I got bashed in the shin, the worst I've ever gotten bashed in the shin today, and there's no mark to indicate like how much it hurts. So I was like, Wandy, I need like 10,000 Wandy kisses. And he only gave me like 5, which, I mean, I guess I'll live, but hey, Sabea, it's good to see you too. Hey, Shell. Hey, Walk in the Rain. Hey, Erica. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, the live stream is supposed to be now. I guess I could do a different thumbnail, but that'll be fine. Um, is the 22nd a Monday? It is. No, yeah, we don't have live streams on Mondays. But that's okay. Let me get some coffee into my body. I'm feeling almost at 100%. Like I'm at like 93. That's reasonable. Sometimes I'm at 95 and feeling really good. Hey, Sparkies. Yeah, no, it'll be fine. Hey, Amy. So what we're working on today is yesterday's video, the Potomac unboxing. We're gonna make some stuff. We're gonna make some earrings probably. If y'all have any ideas, I might try some of those out. And just, I don't know, we're taking it easy. There is not going to be an after party today because I recorded the shop update this morning. That's something new we've started doing is instead of recording the shop updates on Sundays, we record them on Friday to give ourselves just a little bit more time to get the shop update like actually uploaded and everything for whenever we do. So we still publish it on Sunday to our Happy Crafter Club members, and we still have the thing on Monday, but we record it on Fridays. That way I don't have to put clothes on more than I have to. So, oh, thank you. This shirt is by Opal Moon Dyes, and I love it. It's one of my absolute favorite shirts, and it's super comfy. It makes me feel like I've got like nice, like shapely shoulders and arms and stuff. So, hey, buttons and rubbish. I've got y'all pulled up here on the big computer screen. Hey, Pro. I hope you and Carolyn are doing a lot better. They got sick as well. All right, on Sarah Fritz says, happy Friday, vacation for me in Southern California visiting my dad. Right on. Ashley Adams says, me too, so many craft supplies, but I want more always. So I'm probably going to be coughing a lot in today's video too, but I'm just taking it one moment at a time. But yeah, I also want to show you guys some new stuff that we got in the mail for ordering. Like I tried ordering some stuff off of like AliExpress, and after like a month and a half it got here, and so we're going to experiment and see what we can do with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this flip around. All right, on Art Girl. Hey Valerie, I'm feeling significantly better, but I was recording the shop update this morning. That's what I was starting to tell y'all. I also cannot string two thoughts together. What do we do? What are we talking about? Shot the shop update this morning, and it was like 20 minutes of talking, and I lost my voice again. So I've been quiet for most of the day since then, saving myself for the live stream. So these are one of the things. Let me zoom in a little bit. That's ridiculous. Right on, Sarah. Hey, Arito. How's it going? Hey, Susan. So these are some bead frames. Like I got those hollow beads from Potomac, and I loved them. And what's more is the rings that I made with them sold crazy well. Like I think we sold every single one of them. So I found these bad boys on AliExpress, and I wanted to see what the thickest gauge wire I can fit through that hole is. And then I'm going to make a mess of beads. And I'm actually going to get this set up for, where's that thing of stuff? Hey, Randy. In there to the right of you, is there the 3D printed bead organizer? I will come look with my own eyeballs. I cannot remember his name for the life of me right now, but one of our buddies, I'm so bad with names, you guys, by the way, but one of our buddies makes these and sent them to us. And I'm going to be using the 6mm, yeah, deep one. It's just a great way for kind of organizing. I'm just going to put one of these into each little container. Hey, Coco in the Bronx, right on. Profile's going, Randy. Oh my gosh, that coffee's so good. Hot coffee. I love it. Oops. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of brainstorming out my projects for the coming week, actually. Before we get to crafting today, because I know that we do need more rings for in the booth. So that'll be 30 rings in this style, and I think that's perfectly reasonable. But I absolutely love, right on, Susan, absolutely love how they're a little bit of like a hex bolt shape, which I've been seeing more hex bolts. I don't even know if that's what they're called, but like this style more than I want to here lately. Because like today we repaired one of the bars on our camping cots because we're going to be going camping in the next weekend or two. And then we're still working on trying to repair our kiln, which is a freaking mess, but we'll talk more about that later. So, hey, Brooke. Hey, Hawk. Yeah, me too. Do what, babe? It's big broke now. It's big broke now. Yeah, it's I was saying earlier, Randy, that earlier today, that we're gonna have to go ahead and replace the relay as well as the element and the element connectors, because if they weren't broke, I've broken them. So at least now we know what to replace, and that's, well, everything. Yay. So what booth? What's your next convention? Dragon Con is our next convention, but we are going to be stopping by and visiting some different gem and mineral shows before then. Hey, Clastifer. Oh, Laura says, how did Anime St. Louis go? It went phenomenally. Like, we did somehow, like, because we were way more chill about prep this year than what we were last year, but honestly, that's kind of why we worked so hard last year building up our base inventory, is so that we could ride on our own coattails a little bit and take it a little easier and just make like showcase pieces predominantly. And so we were able to do that, and we sold somehow with the lower, like the more chill production. Like, it felt like we weren't going to do as good at Anime St. Louis, but we sold more than what we did last year, and still have quite a bit of product left. So so that was pretty cool. But then we got sick on Tuesday. I started to like lose my voice, and like my throat was a little sore. And then we just got like descended into madness for the past like 2 weeks. Ooh, Brooke asks, thanks, Laura. I'm really pleased because that enabled us to we didn't get a replacement kiln, we just got another kiln. So that's good. But no, we had been running this kiln, Big Blue is what we call them. Especially now that we've just purchased Little Blue, which is this one that we have is a 16-inch bed, and the one we have coming is a 14-inch bed. So it's Little Blue. And then we've got our Bluebird bead kiln. Ooh, I'm going to do something with these real quick because those are pretty. Hey Benjamin, how's it going? Brooke, the app that I use is GoodNotes, and I had found a template for GoodNotes on Etsy. But yeah, it's free. Like, you can do like 5 things before you have to start paying for it, and I only do one a year, so that's working out. Ooh, right on, Art. I'm glad it arrived safely and timely, hopefully. Pro says backups are always good to have. You know, and they really are, because we ran Big Blue almost every day for 3 years before we had any sort of maintenance issues at all. So I feel like it was a really good investment. And we still have it, we just need to get it repaired. So, you know, and that's so cool that they made these mirror image. Let me zoom out just a bit because I'm wandering out of frame. And so this way, you know, we were running it every day here lately, like the past since January. We've run the kiln every single day. And we still were not able to really get ahead enough on cab production to be able to do any sort of like artsy fartsy stuff or just like experiments or, you know, things like that. So I think it's going to be a good thing that we ooh, I'm gonna make some rings out of these. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I think it's gonna be a really good thing for us to have a second kiln, because that gives us, you know, an opportunity to do some artsy fartsier things, as well as you know, whenever one or hopefully both of our kilns won't break, but if one of them breaks at a time, it'd be nice to have another one so that we don't have to stop production, because we had busted butt trying to get ahead, so that whenever our niece Maddie is here, we're not having to work so hard. You know, we can kind of like, you know, pretend like we're not workaholics for like a month and a half, and then but then it broke, and now we're having to burn through all of that backlogged work that we had done. But that's okay. Like, I shouldn't be upset. Like, I'm not going to be hard on myself because I'm having to use the safety net that Randy and I had specifically engineered to be there. Like, that's why we were working so hard, is so that we could take it easy for a bit. So we're taking it easy. We just don't want to be right now. So, hey, Terry. Terry says, I just got a baby kiln and I have so many questions. Ask away. Hopefully I can be helpful to you. Yeah, and Big Blue's got like some serious corrosion problems and stuff, and oh, he's a mess. So, do what? The runaway camper, our friend Hawk says, with all that you do on YouTube, are they ever going to give you an award or anything? We filed and got our like silver plaque. That's like, congratulations, you're on YouTube. But no, y'all are all the award that I need. I've never been one for like trophies or anything. They give me YouTube gives me everything I've ever needed by being a platform that I can hang out with y'all on while crafting. So boom. But yeah, so Little Blue, we still haven't gotten any kind of shipment confirmation or anything. Let me check. No shipping confirmation yet, but that is a lot of use. But I mean, I really like using a kiln. Like, it's been just the coolest, the absolute coolest, to be able to make our own cabochons and stuff. And I'm really excited to get into doing more art pieces now that we actually have 2 kilns and can, you know, make what we need for the business, as well as, oh, that's really good coffee. I don't know, I just want to make a whole bunch of like glass mushrooms and leaves and flowers and butterflies and stuff, like to just for all over the garden. Right on, Sarah. Ooh, Art Save says the craft box we just got, is that for this craft along or is that next? That will be the craft boxes that we're sending out in May. We are doing the video for that on May 18th is where we will have the tour and the projects and stuff. So it's a little later in the month than what we had anticipated, but also being sick through the first week of May really set us back on our video production for the month. So, all right, on. So the project that we're doing for May is they're like honey-o bees. Yeah, and I'll give you all a sneaky peeky. I'm not gonna get anything done today. I think I'm just jabbering. Do you mind if I give them a sneaky peeky of the stuff now that I've already said I'm going to? Now that I'm it's not top secret or anything. Well, I think I'm just gonna do it all as one video. So you can disregard all of the brainstorming I was brainstorming at you earlier. So we're still gonna do a tour video for this, but this is generally what we are sending out. So our $10, your $10 craft booty boxes. Oh my God, words are so hard, you guys. Be patient with me. And fortunately, we do have what I'm hoping the entire month's cabs produced. Like we were a whole month ahead. So unless there are like some super unforeseen circumstances towards the end of May, everybody should be getting these same color schemes and stuff. So this is kind of rough about what you can expect in our $10 booty boxes. This is our handmade glass cabochons. And then our $20 craft along kit gets 2 of the tile, and then we're sending out these little honey-o style like donut beads, and then some really beautiful dichro. And they'll be getting the $20 and $30 boxes will be getting the 20 gauge in titanium tone. And so the project that we'll be doing for the $20 and $30 is just showing you how to do like a real simple wrap for a donut like a donut bead. And then again, the 30, it gets kind of the same, just more of it, so they'd be getting a wire as well. Excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. Our $40, it's everything that you see here on the bottom row. So that would be 4 of our tile style cabochons, one of the frit, and then a honey-o. And also I wanted to be really representative of all the different like color schemes that each one comes out just a little different. So yours may look like any of these. And then 2 big dichro. I miss making glass. I haven't ran the kiln in like a couple of days, like because we were running Bluebird, our Paragon Bluebird bead kiln, because I can technically fuse in it, but it pushes it up to like 50 degrees below its maximum fire temperature, and so I don't want to burn out, you know, my bead kiln on fusing when that's not what that kiln's really for. Just because it can doesn't mean it should. And then of the 40s and 50s also get this little bee charm and 2 ball head pins that you can thread the head pins through the bee on either side of the torso. And then we'll be showing you how to take this and just thread it through and then wrap around, and how to make a veil with the 20 gauge wire. But so this is like a bonus project for the $40 and $50 boxes. And the 40 and 50s also get 28 gauge in addition to the 20 gauge. So we're going to show you how to do a slightly more advanced donut wrap where it uses weaving and coiling as well. So yeah, so that's kind of what you guys can expect for in May's booty boxes and craft along kits. And we will be going over this more in depth in Thursday's tutorial as well. So let's get, oh, it's all right. I'm feeling so much better. I'm presuming you're talking to me. Oh no, it's Tara. Oh no, you're not feeling well. Oh, Tara, it's good to see you, but I hate to hear that you're not feeling well. Hey, Gavin. yeah, I'm really glad to be back at this. Oh my gosh, Hawk, are you okay? She says, I'm laying in bed watching you at the Mushroom Festival. Is that this weekend? I took a real bad fall, planted my face right into the cement. Oh no, so I've been in bed ever since I got home. Oh my gosh. Pro says, Randy, stop her. There is no stopping me, apparently. I can't even stop me. Right on. Jessica says, I've just started wire weaving. It is so much fun. It really is. Oh, Kelly says, I'm excited. My box comes today. Mailman not here yet. Right on. Okay. Hey, Leslie. I hope you're having a good day at work. So, yeah. So, these are some of the beads that came in the Potomac Treasure Edition. And we have 3 colors of wire that we're going to be wrapping them in. So, I'm going to do 5 in silver and then 4 each in vintage bronze and copper. Totally stalking the mail. That's Randy right now with his cousin had gotten him a pre-order of the new Zelda game. What's it? Tears of the Noobs or Randy? He's ignoring me. But he's waiting for the mailman. Clearly Tears of the Noobs. There's no way that's it. What's it really?
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom. Very close. Very close. Indistinguishable difference. Jessica, unfortunately, we do not ship to England at this time. Shipping is very expensive and still pretty erratic. So we're just shipping to the continent, or not continental, because we'll ship to Alaska and Hawaii as well. But yeah, just United States addresses for now. We're always checking in on that and keeping our ear to the ground, though. But yeah, and that's especially on the boxes. We cover the shipping on those, so that's why we only ship them to the United States. Is because, you know, if it's a $20 box, but it costs us $30 to ship it. Excuse me. Let me grab a ring mandrel. Hey, Wandy. There was a ring mandrel that was floating around over here. Do you know what happened to it? Because that's our on-the-road ring mandrel.
Yeah.
It was right here.
It was right there.
Uh-huh. Well, thank you, sir. You checking for the mail? Oh. Hey, Mary Hart, how's it going? Tara says, I got my box full of booty just now. I'm feeling better mentally. Excellent. You know, it's always a little bit of like retail therapy. It's fun to open up packages of shiny rocks. Like it makes my brain do the feel-good chemicals. And I'll take that where I can get it. All right on, Nancy. So, also, something that I have made the decision again, because used to, I was making all of our rings between like size 10 and 12, and because it was so much easier to size them down in the booth, and I was like, you know, I'll try it out and I'll make some at size 5, size 8, and size 12. Like, just kind of arbitrarily, I just picked some numbers and was like, that way, you know, we can tweak them. And I'm never making them that small for on the shelf again, because I had to rewrap so many rings at Anime St. Louis because all the larger sizes sold out. Like, even folks with like petite hands would grab one of the larger rings and be like, hey, can you resize this one to fit me? And I'm like, okay. And so, you know, I'd size it down for them. But then we'd have folks, you know, coming through with, you know, who just wear like a size 7 or 8, but I had to rewrap the size 5 to get that to you know, be the correct size. So it, I'll still, you know, wrap smaller sizes on a custom basis, but it's so much easier to just make them all big and then size them down. Because it's just like, lots of folks got real sad whenever they'd try on the ring and it would be too small. Whereas I've never seen anybody get sad whenever they try on a ring and it's too big. So I'm like, you know, there's just going to be we're just going to avoid that altogether. Because it was faster for me in the booth, too, to just size it down instead of having to, you know, snip it and rewrap it there in the booth. So, oh goodness. Ah, Tara says, I got the cutest bumblebee sticker. This month's sticker in the May boxes is by our very talented niece, Maddie. She does a very good job drawing the stickers for us. The little, like, blushy mushroom one, I did that one. So if they look kind of rough, it's because that was my sticker, but Maddie's always come out looking really good. Bia Pro says, and now you know. Yep. I just like double checking, like, because sometimes I'll get something in my head to be like, yeah, this is what works best. And then it's like, but when was the last time I tried something other than that? And it's like, oh, I should just test it out and see if it still is my favorite way. Yeah, it's still my favorite way. Hey, Lisa, it has been a minute. Oh, no, Sarah's out of town. Our girl's stuck in the mail. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry. Cracked the bridge of your nose along with a gash in my forehead and screwed up both my hands. Oh, no. Oh, that's horrible. I hope you heal well. Right? Terry says, as someone who wears a size 11, I appreciate being able to try on rings that actually fit. Yup. Wanda says, do you have a video showing how to make a large ring smaller? I'll show you right now. This will be that video. Because I'm sure that I do, but we have like over 1,000 videos now, and y'all, I can't keep this crap straight. So... Oh. Oh, Tara says one of my calves look like there's a willow tree in the background. Oh my gosh. Yeah, pro anytime. Okay, so I'm just doing a little bit of a wrap here, you know, kind of a simple style on the ring. And I do like giving them just a little bit of a beep boop inline spiral if I can. Because I don't always do spirals. I just almost always do spirals. I'll try to alternate actually with like do some spirally ones. Like if I'm doing 4 of each in this wire tone, then I'll do 2 with spirals and 2 without. Well, hey big boy, what's up? Poor Z's got something going on with his eye. We don't know if it was like a wrestling match with Millie or if he's got like an infection or if he's just having allergies or what, but he's got like a creepy eye now. So we love him though, but it seems to be getting better. It's not too weepy or anything. It's just his third eyelid is a little inflamed is all. But wrestling his goofy ass into the car and then making him take eye drops, it's no fun, especially for him, because he's not a good conversationalist. Z-Dog isn't. So he doesn't listen when we try to explain. No, it's so your eyeball stops looking creepy and doesn't bother you anymore. He didn't want to hear it. Excuse me. Okay, so here we have the ring has come out to a size 10. And so if I were to resize this for a client in our booth, I just start by spreading these 2 wires just a little bit. And by the way, I'm using 20 gauge wire. Oh my God. Sabay says, I caught my cat with my new kitten's head in his mouth today. They love wrestling each other, but she's so tiny. Oh goodness. Ooh, curl the spirals all the way up to the bead. Oh, I like that. But I'm going to take these 2mm tape stepped flat nose pliers, and I like to just get that in there, and then bracing with my finger and thumb, I just go and see how that bends it out, and then I take this and I go and it just bends it out, and then I come into this side, spread them just a little, and then again I like holding in the center because it gives it a little bit more of like a shield look on the side. And so now that's how it looks on the finger. Still very, very comfortable to wear, nice and narrow here, so there's no like I've got like there's not a lot of space between my fingers. Like, there's not a lot of real estate going on. I mean, there is between these two, but I don't like to feel like it's crowded. Like, a very thick banded ring makes me feel very, like I'm always wearing something cumbersome. But that sized it down to a size 8. So now if I needed to, normally I'll do a little bit of a size down, and if somebody's like, oh, but I needed it to be a size 9, then we'll just move it along the ring mandrel, stretching it back out to a size 9. And then we just do that. And I'm test wearing this one today. So we had gotten, this is one of the things we had gotten in our AliExpress order, that I wanted to get some ring bands that we could make an electroformed like cabochon, and just resin this to the back side of the cab and then do all the electroforming and stuff. So it said it was stainless steel, but I'm always testing because, I don't trust anybody. So, Maggie says, wish you could come organize my studio. Oh, I can't. I can lead you there, but I can't do it for you. But I will stay here and keep you company while you organize your studio. And sometimes that's worth its weight in gold. Because I was like, Randy, I need you to just come here and keep me on task. Like, you don't have to do anything. Just, just every time you see me start wandering off, be like, baby, let's get back to it. Though I don't know, I do think I'd have more fun than is reasonable getting to play in other people's craft stuff. So, what size were you using for your rings? Well, I was making it to a size, I don't know, like 11 or 12. But I'm using 20 gauge wire. Is that what you meant by what size? Ah, Tara says, I just remake the ring with the bead they like while they float around at the show and come back to get it. When the show's like steady enough that we can do that, that is like a preferred method. But man, Anime St. Louis and Dragon in particular, we don't have, but we don't have very much time. Hey Pamela. But then I did also have like one of those little pinwheel style bead organizers with a mixture of beads in it, and I would let folks know if it was slow enough, like if it was like rush hour, like 2 p.m. on a Saturday and there's just no time to do custom work for folks, I wouldn't even offer. But if it was a little slower, I'd be like, if you see any rings that you like, you can pick the style, pick your bead, and pick your wire tone, and I can do custom wraps for you. So, and that would just be like $10 or, however. Oh, Pro says I finally broke down and I'm having my first coffee in 2 weeks. I don't think it will kill me. At least I hope not. Oh, Pro. Man, I'm going to have to start drinking hot cocoa so I stop tempting y'all back into the land of hot bean juice. Yeah, Wanda, I hope that was helpful to you. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Art says, I've been watching for years, but I just started with beading and wrapping. I was a resin crafter for years. You changed my life and my client's life. Holy smokes. Crafting does that, though, y'all. Like, it certainly, crafting's changed my life, that's for sure. So I'm just coming around. Bah. That's the only thing I don't like about little nugget beads like this. Like, I love them that they sit a little shorter of a profile, like they're not quite so pokey outy. Excuse me. But they don't like to lay proper. Like, they'll be like, what? And go like that. But if you wear it on your finger, it does just fine. Oh, so juicy. I love it. Hey, Dancing Tree, how's it going? Oh, no. Pro says I got my blood work, and let's just say I can't drink or eat anything. Oh, no. Right on. Well, I'm hoping we're going and we are looking at some different gem and mineral shows this year with the intent of possibly vending at them, or possibly even teaching at them in the future. So we figure, things don't happen sometimes unless you plan it. So we're going and we're checking out some of them. So we may be coming. If y'all have a bead show or gem and mineral show or anything like that in your area, or even a bead shop, like if you own a bead shop or if you're a patron of one and you think the a bead shop owner might be interested, we are interested in going and teaching classes at bead shop. So if that's you, send us an email to get that line of communication going, because I'd love to come and be able to teach. Yeah, we will definitely keep y'all updated. And then let me go ask Randy something real quick. It's top secret. Okay, so I can't give you guys any specific dates or places yet, but because nothing's locked down and I don't want to promote it until it's locked down, but we are planning our first camp craft along. Like, it's just a camp along, really. So it's not quite camp craft along like how we were putting together for March of 2020, you know. Um, but it's basically we're going to go camping at a campground that this is the idea is that we're going to go camping at a campground that has a pavilion and some good amenities and stuff. And it's just if y'all want to go camping and have a potluck with us on Saturday, then that's kind of like that's the event. Like we can craft and hang out together, but there's no like specific classes or anything. It's just a great way to like camp and hang out. Um, Aw, happy birthday, Dancing Tree. Ooh, Bead Fest Milwaukee is in 2 weeks, I believe. Lots of crafts. I'll have to check that out. We're not going to be able to, like, I'm going to have to just, like, Google it and get some information. Camp Crazy Along, right on, Michelle. But the campground in particular that we have in mind, I have not found out how much one of the group site is or anything like that. We are anticipating late September, but this is very up in the air. So that's why I'm not even announcing like the name of the campground or anything yet, because I don't want anybody making reservations and it turns out that that's not even the campground we're going to be at. Whenever we get this stuff like locked down, we'll let you all know. But it's going to be a little bit more of like a Vonster vlog based event. But I mean, I can't not craft. So, but the idea is that it's just like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday camping trip. Excuse me, and like have like a potluck, kind of meet and greet thing, and then we all just like camp and set stuff on fire and howl at the moon and just hang out. So we've started getting all our new camping gear. We're ready for some camping. Ooh, right on, bro. That'd be really cool. We actually just Randy and I were in Academy yesterday, actually. And because we had taken our friend in to drop her off at her college class, and then she was just taking a test, so we were waiting. Like we weren't gonna drive home and then come back and get her. We just like kind of bumped around town, and so we were in Academy, and I was just looking, and man, their tent section where it has like the little like the display tents are small, like Barbie size small, and I lose my mind every time I see them because I'm like, man, if I could go back in time and like get my brother's GI Joe that I always stole to play with my Barbie and my Barbie and like just make all the camping gear like miniature style, like I get like like I get really worked up about it. Well, we were over there and I was freaking out playing with all the zippers in the camping section, and first purchase was a blow up cooler. Oh my god, bro. Right on, Stephanie. And that's the thing is the campground that we're looking at has cabins for rent. I think they have like some like canvas walled tent cabins. They have RV hookup sites, and then they've got like a bunch of like primitive and group sites and stuff. So that's we're trying to make sure there's something for everybody. Right? Stephanie says, ugh, I love those mini tents. Well, I was going ham, and there was one mini tent in particular that I was like, this checks all of my boxes. Because, like, our main tent is like 15 years old, and she's got she's got some more adventures left in her, but we have been for the past like 2 years, we've been like, we should probably start shopping around and keeping an eye out for a backup tent or eventually an alternative tent, like if something goes wrong with this one. Because we've coddled it, but there's only so many years of 2 to 3 camping trips per year that this tent has got us through. So it's but this tent, this little miniature tent that I was looking at, checks all of my boxes. It was bathtub style floor. The rain fly design was actually looked like it was designed by people who have camped in the rain before, which is like really encouraging. And it's not like a whole bunch of seams everywhere, or like it wasn't an overly intricate shape. So I'm like, that's pretty good for the longevity of the tent. Every time there's a seam, that is going to leak. That's a potential leak spot. Um, so and then turned out it was on clearance, so we have a new tent now. So is that story. But man, I wish I could get my hands on one of those miniature tents, cause y'all, I, I would play with it. I would buy dolls and I would play with it to like just to be able to make, like, I'm gonna make a miniature camping table out of popsicle sticks or something. And make it like a fairy camping miniature. I don't know. It's fun to get excited about stuff, but back to work. Happy birthday, Divine. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Ooch. Yeah, it's my squeezing muscle. Still isn't quite back up to how it has been. Ooh, Pro says, I've been looking at getting one like in Harry Potter. I'll let you know when I find one. Yeah, that is the goals. Now for June, I'm thinking about June's crafty boxes, and I don't know what I know what our original plan was. Ooh, Missy says, have you tried putting silicone on the seams to help with possible seam linking? I try to get tents that I don't have to treat the seams right out of the box. And then the tent that we have, though, the seam sealer that was on there has started to peel. So I may look at getting some silicone or something to treat that. But it's, I want the tent straight out of the box to be ready to be rained in without me having to do anything. Because, I don't know. It's just the rain happens on camping trips. The tent manufacturers should kind of be up on it. So... So there are 4 of those rings. And this is something that I do like about the Potomac bead boxes, especially their treasure edition, and it gives me just some, it's not a whole lot of beads of any particular one type, but it does give me enough that I can get a little adventurous. Ooh, Amazing Amy said there's this stuff called seam sealer just for tents. And that stuff does do a pretty good job, but I've never found anything that does as good of a job of the manufacturer just making it well from the get-go. So, like, there's no amount of seam sealer that fixes a shoddy tent, and I've stayed in too many shoddy tents. Just bring some shedded fur and feathers from your animals and stuff the holes with them. I don't think Randy would keep going camping with me if that was because that's my typical Vaughn route. But I don't think he would enjoy going camping as much if I were to do that. He likes to keep it kind of glampy. Keep it glampy. Right on. Amy says, I use that stuff on my 10x10 for vending events. Yes. So I've been wearing this thing all day, and there's no irritation or anything. Bye, Jessica. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, June's craft along kits. The goal for June is to have like a solar themed. Um, it's gonna be super cute. Let me see if I can. Ooh, and she's added it to the Dropbox already and everything. Um, the project for June is going to be like kind of a fractal wrapped, like solar style pendant. But do y'all want to see the sticker that Maddie designed for June? Oh, you can already see it. It's right there. I thought it was out of frame. Oh well. But look at that and check out like the eyes. Watcha. That is a gorgeous. I cannot wait to see how these print out on. I'm going to try to use one of our high gloss sticker papers to be able to capture like all the detail and stuff. But yeah, so that's the sticker design that Maddie did for us, right? Michelle says, "Oh, I love it. She does so good." And I'm really excited to like hopefully we'll have the kiln up and running and we'll be able to move forward without having to modify the plan at all. Uh-oh. That might be Randy's game in the mail. Ooh, Lunala from Pokemon, right on.
MIB.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pull your old. There he's not. But yeah, so I'm gonna get some more rings made. Do you put a clear on your sticker? Oh, I don't know what that means, Pro. Apparently I don't, but I would like to learn more about that. What'd you say, Randy? Ah, okay. Right on, Phyllis says, granddaughter Novalie loves the stickers. Oh, I'm so glad. Clear laminate to make them waterproof. Pro, I didn't even know that that was a thing that a person could do. So we may have to start doing that, especially for the ones that, because at the end of the month, because we license the artwork from our niece, and so we pay her for, licensing for being able to meet whatever our requirements are for shipping out our craft along kits and booty boxes, and then we list them into our website, and then all the sales from those, she gets a portion of, like, so we've got the licensing out that way a little bit too. And so we may have to do a really nice like waterproof high gloss version. It's a clear laminate, you said? Because that'd be exactly what we'd be doing for the sticker shop. But yeah, but the designs don't get added to the sticker shop until after the month that that they're in the kits for. Argyle says, will Maddie be visiting soon? Yes, we will be going and doing the kidnapping shortly. So I'm not entirely certain of what day today is, but if like, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Art Saves says booty box. Is that separate from the craft along? The booty boxes are the $10 kit, and then the craft along kits are the $20 and up, because the booty box is like if you already have the materials on hand, then you'll be able to follow along with the videos, but it doesn't have everything needed for in the videos the way that the craft along kits do. Oh, Brooke has a question. So question for Vaughn or anyone in chat. I just bought a dress off Poshmark and it's beautiful, but it has old makeup stain on the white collar. Any tips to get it out? Oh, I have no idea. Soccer Blue says the internet has lots of mini doll tents for sale. I would want one of the displays too, personally, but there are a few decent models in the doll areas. I'm gonna have to check it out. But I mean, the tent was on clearance, so I mean, they're not gonna need the display if they're not gonna be carrying the tent anymore. So I was wondering if maybe I could like go in and like beg the manager to let me buy the model display off of them. Because that would please my inner child tremendously. Yes. No, Maddie's been an entrepreneur since I think. Hey, Randy, how old was Maddie when she helped us out at the Southern Weekend of Art?
No idea.
Because she was never rude about it, but she was quite young. She was like maybe 5 or 6. And I had shown her how to make one of our spiral wire wrapped rings, and she made one. And then we put it out for sale, and then it sold. And like without our prompting, she was like, "So how do we break down what percentage I get versus what percentage y'all keep?" And it's just she's always been very shrewd minded and like picks up on stuff real quick. And is very insightful and thinks of things that even though Randy and I've been doing it for years that we're like, oh, we hadn't thought of that. So that's pretty nice. Ooh, Barbie, I will show you how to resize the rings. Just let me get this one shaped around. Ah, we've always tried to be at our very worst at least a good example of how not to be. So it's like learn from us, do better. Did the new tent come with that extra overhang type of canvas that covers over the tent like an awning to keep the rain away? Hey, Penny Van, it did. It's got a really good rain fly actually, and that's why I'm like super jonesing about it because it's lately all these freaking tents that we see, the rain flies for them are like a person should not be minimalist with their rain fly because like I don't even know how to articulate this. There will be a whole video over on the Vonster vlog about me bitching about tent designs if you guys are interested in that. But it's like this one that we got. The rainfly looks like it was designed by someone who has actually camped in the rain, so they understand that if you stop the rainfly, right, like if this is the window and this is where the rainfly stops, all of that is just going to go into the window. It doesn't even matter if you have the window shut, and so it's going to be dripping in through the zippers. But anyways, all right on Art. Right? Gavin says that's why I always take a tarp as a rain fly. We always bring backup tarps with us, but it's really nice to have one that like is designed for the tent just because there's not a whole lot of superfluous, god damn, what's this word? Superflu. There's not a whole lot of extra tarp flapping around. And so it's a yeah. So sorry, burnt boast, y'all. Ooh, Brooke says people assume that when they go camping, they pick best weather and it'll be fine. But I found it rains a bit most summer nights or lots of dew in the morning. Yeah, no, it's I lived in tents for about 6 months as a kid, and it rained for almost 6 months, so it's like superfluous. Bioval. I see people using them on YouTube all the time. They seem really effective. Yeah, rain flies are nice. Do what, babe?
Trying to pronounce it myself.
Superfluous. I don't think I'm gonna. I think y'all know what I mean, though. Okay, so to resize a ring, and I am using 20 gauge because that's the thickest I can fit through these beads. But I just come in and I use my. You could use wider flat-nosed pliers. I prefer these ones because it doesn't make the bend out too far. And I just bend this way, and then I bend this way. And see how it kind of makes it shield-shaped on the side? And then I bend this way, and then I bend that way. And so that sizes it down just a smidge, but if I need it sized even smaller, I will bend to the extreme, bringing it up all the way on either side. Ooh, Art Save says I got a 1 pound bag of crystal chips. They are so small that they're hard to wrap. They're so amazing though. They might make really good filler for like fairy bottles or using in with like resin pieces or something, or even polymer clay. Ooh. Divine Feminine says I'm all about glamping, can do tents and blow up mattresses anymore. Yeah, no, it's after living in tents, it's like I am never gonna go camping if it's not glamping. Like, So yeah, you can see that sized, it started as a size 12, and we were able to get it sized down to like a 4.5. And then if, okay. Yep. Refresh the page.
Is it back now?
Test.
There we go.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm back. If it's still frozen for you, you may want to refresh your browser. So I keep my thumb over the bead. That way, as we twist and it stretches and resizes, these wires aren't going to slide up over the face of the bead. So that's how I resize our rings. I know that this is like super riveting, but I'm having fun. Oh, Valerie says, how much wire do you start with to make these rings? I am using, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 10 or 11 inches. Honestly, I probably should have gone with like 13 or 14 inches. Just to like give myself some room to make the spirals on this side. But, and we make these and then sell them out of the booth for, they start at like $5, but it really depends on what bead is in there. Did you get a lot of rain up there? Says she's about. Yes. We got a whole bunch of rain. There were some power outages across town, lots of trees down, lots of wind, but we came out relatively unscathed. Penny says, just happy you're feeling better. So it's riveting to me. Serious ASMR. Oh, I'm so glad to be back. Like, again, I'm not even at 100% yet, but I was so worried about how long this cough was going to hold on, and it's clearing out. Like, we canceled some plans that were really important to us. We ended up canceling because we didn't know how much longer we were going to be sick. We didn't want to risk getting our friends sick. And it turned out to be for the best because we slept through what would have been like the first 3 days of their visit. Oof, flood watch. Y'all be safe. But just taking it easy, kind of getting back into the swing of things. Coming in, making a little spiral. Ooh, right on, Kelly. Just shaping that around. Love these rings. Like, seriously love these rings. Oh no, Kelly says my cough is allergy and snot related. And that's the thing too, is we don't even know how much of it, like of us being ill, was just because of, regular old seasonal allergies. So it was just, oof. Ooh, hey Charlotte, how's it going? Aw, from Austin, Texas. So do you know Potomac Beads or just venturing out into other shops? They contacted us and were like, hey, we want to sponsor some of your videos by sending you a box. And then you make a video about the box that we send you. And I was like, okay. And so, but, so that's how we met Potomac Beads. Pro says in brain fog. Yeah. Dude, I've had brain fog since like last year when we had the coof like super hard. But I don't know how much of it is just like perception of brain fog and how much of it is actually like, because Randy points out, he's like, maybe we're just tired and overworked for like since 2008. And I was like, that's valid. But it's just stuff that like I'll have a hard time like just finishing the thoughts, like stringing things together. So I've actually started practicing writing, like doing more journaling, just to kind of practice putting thoughts in order and then putting, like, expressing them. Because, like, I'll have it all sorted out in my head, but the second I try to communicate it, it's like garbly-gook, jumbled mess. And then I've also started scripting some of my vlog videos that we're going to start making just to keep myself on track, but also to, like, practice developing a thought and fully fleshing it out, and, you know, just kind of whipping out my old AP English essay writing skills and just writing essays about my day just to make my brain do thinking good. So, ooh, Terry says, quick kiln question. I have frit and molds, but I know that there's something to keep the glass from sticking. What am I looking for? Field trip. All right. Terry, I cannot tell you how excited I am to actually be able to be helpful to you about this. So, we're flipping this around, and so here's some frit and here's a mold. What we use for on the molds is called Zip. It's a boron nitride lubricant, and it works phenomenally. And so you can see here, like, we've coated it, and it starts to build up after a while. Like, let me show you these molds out here. Oh my gosh, the wind did a doozy. Excuse me. Okay, so here you can see we have some buildup on the molds and some cracking, and these are the molds that need cleaned. Just because it does start to kind of build up like that. But these guys have been sprayed and ready to go, as are these ones here. And so we want a nice, smooth, still works even if you chip the mold. But yeah, so whenever it starts looking kind of like that, you'll want to clean it. We use a stiff bristle brush, but also Randy uses like a nylon brush on a Dremel, and like kind of cleans them out with like a high powered utility fan blowing and like air compressing and stuff. So, but yeah, so that's, I hope that helps you with the molds. Now you can use kiln wash. I really don't like it for molds because it leaves like a very specific texture. But if you use kiln wash on your molds first, you can clean it off and then use boron nitride. But once you have used boron nitride, you cannot go back to using kiln wash because it won't adhere to the bisque ceramic that the molds are. It just won't work. So I just use boron nitride from the get-go because you don't really have to wait for it to dry the way that kiln wash does. Hey, little Millie dog. With your little pretty face. What are you doing, little dog, with that wagging tail? Whoa, with your little poochy chin. Poop, poop, poop. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing with all them beans? You're such a good girl. Give me them boogers. Yeah. Good girl. And Ember and Z are just kind of hiding. Billy, Billy, baby butt. Mm-hmm. Okay. So is this one, are you going to be a swirly one? Yeah, you're going to be a swirly one. So yeah, I hope that's helpful to you, Terry. This is excellent. I've been using past videos for reference. Right on. Oh, Gavin, yeah, we had gotten COVID real bad last September, I think. Like, we were kind of down and out for a while. And that was, yeah. Yeah, brain fog's been the biggest thing that we've been dealing with, but also we don't know how much of that was illness related and how much of it, because it's like I can't be hard on myself for, like, I'll like finish up a live stream and be like, man, I really dropped the ball on that, and then Randy will be like, how can you possibly expect yourself to maintain 30 different conversations while crafting, while reading comments, ooh, Randy's checking the mail for his game. When you guys at Brain Fog, use a pulse oximeter to check. My doc ignored my fog, but ended up being my heart doesn't rest between beats. Well, goodness. Right on. We'll definitely check that out. Currently addicted to chainmail, been free-flowing a dragon creature design. Oh my gosh. Is it not there?
No.
Oh, Randy, come here, baby. I love you. I'm sorry your game didn't arrive. That's a big old pout. Poor sweet creature. Okay. ADHD superpowers only go so far. Exactly. And so it's like I'm trying to just cut myself some break and be like, instead of being worried about having brain fog, how about I actually just take a break and go like look at a tree or something. And that usually helps. Because I think we got so sick after Anime St. Louis this time because we have been on the edge of burnout since 2018. Uh, so, and I think we've just been so, um, just kind of whooped. So it's been really nice to be easing back into it. No, his game didn't arrive. Oh, right on, Gavin. Ah, Sarah says my husband ordered the same game but did not expect it this weekend. Well, it's with the pre-orders. I think they were supposed to show up the day of the day it drops, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to encourage Randy to pre-order any games from now on. Like I love him having his games and stuff, but there just doesn't seem to be much of a benefit to it. Ooh, Terry says, am I going to see you in Memphis anytime soon? I actually don't know. I'd love to get back into Memphis. Just because we've got so many, like, folks that... Every time we go to Memphis, it's like having a family reunion because I've seen so many of y'all for, like, a decade, and then it's been a couple of years, and I'm like, hey, where's my Memphis fam? But I don't know when yet. Penny, it is the Tears of the Wild... Or, no. Tears of the Kingdom, the new Legend of Zelda game. Or, as I like to call it, the apple cooking simulator. So. Ooh, now we're doing this Amazonite with... Do what, babe? Oh, apple eating. He says he doesn't bother cooking them. Maddie does, though. Like, every time last summer I'd walk in there, they'd be gaming... And Maddie's cooking apples in this, like, musical walk or something. I don't know. Ooh, Diablo 4 in open beta this weekend, too. Right. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely wire wrapping that's been bothering this part of my hand. So I'm going to kind of poke it a bit. It's my squeezing muscle, the thing that popped when I was doing the clay. I'm gonna rub it. Oh. What? Oh my gosh, Penny. Lynn says, I'm glad you're feeling better. Me too. Like, man, I was so sick I couldn't even, like, sit up and complain about it. And I'm ill if I'm not complaining. So if I'm good at anything, it's raising a fuss. But I'm trying to not get down about it because we had a lot of seedlings not make it because I was too ill to water them or plant them or do anything with them. And just a whole mess of stuff. Like the prettiest 2 weeks of the year that I think we've ever had. Like the nicest like late April, early May weather we have ever had. And I was too sick to even go outside because I was so weak. Like, and that is the thing that it just... Like, the fever takes the strength out of me. Hey, Tish. Yeah, you made it. That's wild, Penny. Yeah. Oh, right on. The witch is playing in the dirt, getting the rest of the garden done. Think I might create something one ring at a time. So addicting. It really is, Witch and Gnome. I'm really glad y'all have a fully booked show schedule, too. There's nothing quite like being pleasantly busy. Hey, Rosalie. It has been. How have you been? My squash are the only seeds that came up, and I wasn't failing to do care, so don't feel bad about your seeds. Right on. Yeah, I'm trying to chill out. Like, I always go and, like, I was going to try to post some pictures over onto the Vonster Vlog Instagram today of, like, because we set up one of our camping cots to replace one of the, like, sides of it because we had set on the edge of the bed exactly like how the manufacturer has a big sign saying not to do. But we did it multiple times, both of us, put fortunately to the same cot, but it was only $10 for a replacement. Like, you did it twice, says Randy. But we set that up to get it. Hey, Randy, could I borrow your phone for a minute? Excuse me. Phyllis, I am using 20 gauge wire. I just want to show them the pictures that I had gotten of like Millie and stuff. But I was going to post them to Instagram, but then I forgot I'd taken the pictures on your phone instead of mine. And
on the cot?
yeah. And I was going to post pictures, but then I saw a picture from like May 22nd of last year of how, or like 2 years ago, of how the garden was looking. And you know how I've been real hard on myself this month, being like, the garden's like dying, and it's crappy, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's so much farther ahead than any other garden I've ever, like, I'm like, oh, I need to chill out. Like, hey, stop nodding like you've been telling me to chill out. I'm finally taking your advice. But this is Millie sitting on the cot. Like, we dug out all the stuff in the back sunroom to, like, set up the camping gear. And look at that little Millie dog. But she was going ham, jumping all over the thing, like rolling around her little tail wagging and stuff. Like, I think she wants to go camping super bad. And I really, really, really want to take her camping. But Z does not camp well. And I'm not going to take one dog and leave one at home. So Millie gets to stay here and terrorize Z. I want to see, where's the Ember? And there's Ember just sitting awkwardly. Like, I checked, I was like, girl, are you peeing in my bag? And she's like, no, she's rubbing her butthole on it. But so that's two of the three fur babies. Z was like, no, and like hid in the other room. Yeah. But she's a good egg. So in training, we're taking her and Z on more walks, like to the lake and stuff. Cause Z hates other dogs, is very suspicious of other humans just in general, and like he gets like real like anxious, like he doesn't like being out of like his zone. Whereas Millie's just in heaven. Anytime she goes for walkies, she is in heaven. Whereas Z's like, like he's not happy till he gets back home. Right, Penny? No, she always sits like that because she's like, well, I don't want it to touch my butthole. So she like, yeah, sorry. Sabaeus, this guy getting nice and stanky. But yeah, so it's, cough gets super painful and unresponsive to general care. One more tiny bit of brandy and sip it, works like magic. Oh yeah, I've been having hot toddies, like it's to the point of being almost excessive. Z sounds like me, a homebody. Yeah, Z and Randy both. Because, like, Randy's like, do we have to go outside? Like, can't we just go outside at home? And I'm like, no, we're going camping. He's like, okay, that's fair. But no, fortunately, the pain of the cough has passed. The body aches from the cough has passed. So we're relaxed till home. He's a very good guard dog. Z is. He's my little warrior guardian. Whereas Millie, she's got her head in the cloud just as much as me. It's like, let's go on an adventure, and it's like, you're going to get eaten by a bear. Oh well. Yeah, I'm talking about you. What are you gonna do? What are you doing? Adventure. Penny says, I've never had a cat, but have seen them get this strange sort of I'm so constipated look on their face for no reason. Yeah. Cats. You just know, man, he gets to be a hermit. Yeah. But I mean, just because it's fun for me, like, it's not as much fun for me if Z's not also having fun. So I try to respect his boundaries. He's been a good boy. There we go. There's another ring. So this is not a bad way of getting some inventory produced. And so just off of, let me look and see how much do they charge for these kits over on Potomac. Because I always try to, excuse me, at least do one project that, whether it's earrings or rings like how we're doing here. Plateau. Beep boop. Okay. Opening up their subscriptions. Oh my god. Why are there things popping up on the screen? Okay, the treasure edition. How much is that one? Right on. So it's as low as $30 a month if you sign up for like the year. But so let's say, what's it if it's the most expensive version? I don't know how to find that. But even if this box were like, let's call it $50, which I think that's really overestimating. But we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And maybe, $10 worth of wire. 11, 12, 13 rings. Gotta do some math. So if I sell these for just $5, I'll have made $65. And that's just one bead type that was in the box. And all of these other beads, you guys, came in the box. So like I could make rings and stuff out of these guys here. Like we could make a whole bunch of earrings. So I feel like I get my money's worth out of at least one project of like production mode, and then I get to just play with all the rest of the stuff. Is kind of how I logic myself into paying for bead boxes. Because it's like there's a part of me that's like, or I could just go like buy beads in bulk, and it's like, but then I'm just going to keep buying the same stuff that I've always been buying, because they are the things that I like. Whereas this gets me branched out and trying new spicy things. Hey Lisa D, how's it going? Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, Tara, I hope everything's okay. Woof. Well, we're doing pretty good, Lisa. We're just making some rings. Mm-hmm, definitely. Book says since you use the beads in your work, they're tax write-off. Yep. But it's nice to get to. I really liked these little nugget beads. I normally don't buy nuggets because they've been inconsistent in the past. Right on, Art. Then we've got, I've done 2 spiral and 1 without spirals. So I think I'm going to do this one with spirals as well. Just because why not? Seems like as good a reason as any. Witch and Gnome says, okay, I'm helping move pots of soil. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye, Witch and Gnome. That's good of you to help move pots of soil. Woo! Oh my gosh, Tara, right on. 600 size 6 beads and multiple gemstones. Oof. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Y'all are something else. And I love it. I am 100% here for it. bead rings like this are a nice, cheap inventory staple. They are. They are. And that's, we are very, very low on rings in our booth, and we are super low on ear cuffs in our booth. And I don't know, like, we could use more of everything. Right on. Bye, Gavin. Thanks for hanging out. But we're kind of low on everything. Like, I could always use more of everything. But I don't know, I felt like doing some rings. Right, Sarah? Now this one I'm going to do, well, I was just going to do it sleek, but here I go. I'm going to do the spirals up much closer to the actual bead. Maybe? I don't have enough wire for it. Okay, I'll just snip it. Neat. There we are. What size are you making these things? I am making them at around a size 12 is where I measure it on the mandrel initially, but let's see what size they actually end up being. They end up being about a 10, 10 and a half, or 11. Now also, this is just what has worked for me. So just because it's what works for me doesn't mean it's going to necessarily be the best way for y'all in your booth or for in your shop. Right on, book. A stone? Yeah, these are Amazonite. I think that one's probably my favorite. But yeah, boom, got some inventory made. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But yeah, so that's for what, an hour and a half of work, making 13 rings. It's not too shabby. So let's do some hand stretches. I'm wrapping with 20 gauge. Oh. I've been doing so many rings that the tip of my fingers are starting to callus. Nice. Well, when your calluses finally come in, that's whenever you can go into full production mode. Yes, Penny says, wow, it's amazing. Things like that can really stock you up fast for certain. And that's why we do them, is because now, you know, I've got all of these rings made, and that beefs up our inventory enough that now for stuff like this style, I can like set like a cabochon in chainmail and then use a 2-part epoxy to join in the back and stuff. And it lets me, if I bulk do our filler stuff, it actually frees me up more time to do other projects. So let's see, we've got just laying out a few in different so yeah, these are how a couple of them came out. Oh, what was your question, Lisa? Right on, Tara. Just craft it out. Right on, Jennifer. Pro says, starting Christmas inventory June 1st, working on designs now. Amazing how time flies. Right? Okay, what are we going to work on next? Ooh, I want to show you guys some of the other bead frames that I had gotten on AliExpress about using a bead with the hole going up and down rather than side to side. Yeah, I don't see any reason why you couldn't do that. It would just be a matter of kind of bending it off a little bit differently. Actually, I think I do have some skull beads where
let's tackle that real quick. But yeah, these were from AliExpress. Just some little bead frames. I'm really excited to try making like some earrings out of them and stuff. And then I want to try making some more rings out of these guys. But I need to change gears. Once I've done, you know, an hour and a half of the same design, I need to use my hands a little differently. Excuse me. Okay, so coming in here. Is this not where my skull beads are? Vaughn, this is where your skull beads should be. Where are you? There you are. I don't know why I have them in this tray. Okay, so I'm going to make one using one of these skull beads that are super cute. And I'm going to do this one in the vintage bronze just because I think that'll match really well. And this is 20 gauge. And this is actually, I keep saying vintage bronze, but it's smoky quartz toned, but it matches the stuff like just really well. Like smoky quartz looks almost just like vintage bronze. So I've threaded the wire through the bead here. And I'm going to start by, yeah, Lisa, bending off to the side. And bending off to the side. So for a bead like this, I'm actually, let me go grab a different ring mandrel.
Would you do dog? Oh, would you do dog?
Pro says, oh, and I would like to say bleep Glowforge. Sorry, I just walked by the anchor. Dude, like, we were so done with Glowforge, we literally gave you our busted ass machine because I was like, I am tired of looking at it. So with beads that are very three-dimensional like this, as opposed to the flatter nugget style bead, I like to use this plastic ring mandrel that has this groove in it, and that way I can nestle the bead in there. And I always make these quite larger than what I think I would need whenever I'm using this mandrel because it's not taking into account, you know, the space of the bead nestling in there. So, and then I'm just going to bring this around. So you can kind of see how that's happening. So this wire got bent sharply off to the right and then loops around. This one got bent sharply off to the left and loops around. And so from here, we could do our typical just spiral setting. And that way it frames around the face of the bead. And now I'm going to take my my pliers, and I want to add a very sharp bend. This is our training bend. And then bending over on this side as well. And so now from here we can come push that wire up through. And if the video quality is like grainy or crappy and you all really like this design, we may just do a tutorial about it. Bye, Wanda. Been tearing it down, got most of it cleaned out, just trying to find parts for it. It's such a pain. They're so proprietary. Luckily I have a 3D printer to make a couple of parts, but no schematics. Gotcha. And so I'm trying to bind to the wire that was the 90-degree bend because that's our most stable wire. I would love to see that, Pro. So now we've just shaped that through. But now we've got this like really weird, like floaty little ring going on. But now that we have this stabilized, we can just get fancy with it. We could do a second wrap, because this may actually be something really nice to do a weaving wire, like a thinner wire to come through and do a little bit of weaving or something. Or we could just keep the ring quite minimal. Well, thanks, Divine. Whoop, in this one you can see I did not hook through the wire that's going through the bead, so we have a lot more movement there. I should have hooked and wrapped through that one. Not too late though. We'll just come through and pretend like this is all going to plan. Let's pull up through there. Oh, this is looking very strange now. So, right on, Pro. Actually, now that we're getting the second kiln, we don't have any space for a laser anymore. So this is a little bit more of like a minimal design, but you could use a thinner wire to add in beads over here into the sides, but that's how I would basically tackle it. It's definitely going to need a little bit more work and like refined into something really cool. Like you could totally use like some half round wire to join there. You could like do a figure 8 weave. Or just leave it kind of minimal. And then up here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab with my pliers and I'm going to bend inward. And then I'm going to grab here and I'm going to bend inward. And then I'm going to grab here and I'm going to bend. I'm going to grab here. It's almost like doing a little bit of like a key turn bend where you just grab it and twist. But yeah, so now it's a little small for me, but yeah, I would totally come in and do some wraps around here to hold those stable. Not a bad skull ring, I think. Boop. So I got 14 rings. Okay, so now we have I've got some of these ball head pins. I'm really feeling mixed metal tones here lately, so I'm going to use that, and these are just out, so actually I need to use these for these charms here. So that's going to make a whole bunch of, we have a tutorial coming up on how to do this style of leaf charm. Excuse me.
Well, it's not coming via USPS, but it should be here in the next 30 minutes. Unless they push the time back further.
I'm so sorry, honey. Like you're pacing and antsy.
No,
and
it's just like, I was like, it'll get here sometime. So I messaged Garrett and he's like, let me check.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like it'll get there between 2 and 4. So
Okay.
I was like, alright.
Eye on the mailman. I got these bead frames from AliExpress. And what was really cool is they have them in, these are 6mm, 8mm, and 10mm. So I'm actually going to set these off to the side because those go with that project. And then, what am I doing? I need a 10mm bead. Well, let's find some head pins first. Actually, I'm going to put these guys away. Just because why not? After all, why shouldn't I put them away? We'll do some brass tone. And I love, love, love ball pins as opposed to head pins just because they're so pretty. I'll show you what we do with them. Okay, did we get any 10mm beads? You know, we might not even need a 10mm. We could do it with so I'm going to use, these came in the Treasure Edition box as well. These 8mm glass beads. And I'm going to go ahead and pull out one of the 8mm bead frames. And I like to put the, and they fit. Oh, I love that. So I like to put the bead in the frame first and then just line up the holes. So that is a bead frame. And then in a perfect world, I'd have a little like 2mm brass toned bead as well. Or we could put, oh, there's another style of bead in here that we can. Maybe. Where the heck? Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do a wrapped loop. Make some little short earrings. So I'm just going to bend off to the side. And now I'm going to get the other one strung up. So again, I like to put the bead in the bead frame first. And then line these up. Because previous to purchasing these on AliExpress, the only bead frames I had ever seen were by like TerraCast, which are really high quality, but expensive. Like, expensive. Like, I mean, almost $1 to $2 per little frame, which I'm like, that is too expensive for something that's not sterling silver, you know? And even then, I'm like, ooh. So these were like very, very affordable. And then those halo beads from Potomac Beads are beautiful as well, but again, a little expensive for using freely in my jewelry, whereas these guys, I don't remember the price, but it was affordable, and it's like a pack of 30, whereas most of the other things are like, you know, like, gosh, one of them was like $8 for a 10 pack, and I just about laid an egg because I was like, that's too expensive, like, for me, you know. But yeah, absolutely love them. They're perfect for like little fidgety stuff. And I wanted to test and see how these aged and like kind of held up. So we're just wrapping that loop and then coming around, going 1, 2, and 3 for the little wrappy wraps. And then I like to give it enough of a snip. And now I don't save this wire because it's an enameled steel and I don't want to risk melting that in with my copper scrap. But yeah, you can, I don't know if you'll be able to see here, but I've trimmed where there's enough of a little bit of a tail that I can take that and kind of smush it into place. And that will hold things, yeah, I don't want it wiggling. But yeah, just a nice little, almost peridot, just very, very yellowy green glass. And I just love I think bead frames add such an elegant little, just touch. Okay, so now we get to do that same exact thing for the other one. So just coming around, shaping that, bending that, grabbing that, womp. Just once, twice, and thrice, but it's sitting kind of weird. Let's see if we can, yep, by the power of smushing, it keeps it from getting weird. Right on, Cricket. And I'm gonna snip. When in doubt, smush it out indeed. And then smush, smush, smush. And there we are. That's just a little, 2 little drops. We'll go ahead and get those turned into a pair of earrings. Now, something I really enjoy doing here lately, especially, just to add like another like little touch of detail to the earrings, instead of attaching those directly to the ear hooks. Where are you? Let me find them. I don't know if I even have any still. Bah. I summoned the square cut stainless steel 18 gauge 3/16 rings from the ring lord that I bought in 2009. Where are you? Yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to find them. Harumph. Okay. Wait, are those you? Maybe. Nope. Bah! I say again. Wait, maybe these are they. Oh, son of a duckling. I did find some other beads though. Okay, I can't find them. Ooh, Lisa says, oh, sorry, I hadn't seen that. I started making jewelry wraps for dread rocks with crystal chips. Oh, that's cool. Ooh. So I keep snagging my hair with this ring. It's the only thing I don't like about it so far. Are you in here? Chainmail, where are you? Hello? No? Okay. Well, what I would have done, if I could find them, is I really like using a square cut, like a round ring made out of a square wire to join the charms to the ear hooks. So since I can't find them though, I'm just going to open up the loop on the ear hook and add the little charm and then close it. Yeah. Virginia says, I recently ordered some stuff from Temu to see if they were any good, and I found some nice bead frames and glass beads for very reasonable prices, and it was much faster shipping than I expected. Right on. Well, that's awesome. I've been hearing more and more folks talking about Temu. We had looked at it about becoming like affiliates, but they didn't really have, at the time, they didn't have as much stuff that I like actually use, so I'm going to have to take another look at it. Now, we store our earrings in pairs in our inventory by just threading one ear hook through the loop of the other. Right on. But yeah, so there's, and that just keeps them paired together. All right on, Lisa. Right on, Susan. Yeah, it seems to be, I was wondering whenever a viable Amazon competitor would come onto the market, and we've gotten a lot of emails from, I'm pretty sure they were spam accounts, or like scammers being like, yes, you should become a partner with Temu, like so we can sponsor you. And I'm like, no, because like we get a lot of emails every day from folks like who are posing as sponsorship representatives, and I'm like, no, you just want to charge me shipping on a product you're never gonna send. So it's ooh, there we go. Okay, so now let's see if we can find some 10 millimeter beads for these ones here. Because I really like the 8 millimeter. And what I want to do is to do like a necklace where it's 10 millimeter, eight millimeter, 6 millimeter. Ooh, right on, Susan. And we could do these as bead links, or we could string beading cable through them, and I think I'd go the beading cable route. Because like my idea was, I was kind of visualizing doing like a graduated necklace, and then also doing earrings that are like kind of longer probably, but just nice little, gradiated stuff. So let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find. Ooh, this would. I wonder if it would fit the faceted amethyst that we've got up in the shop. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't feel like cutting open a string to see though. What's something? Wait, I got my Amazonite though. Yes. So I'm gonna do this with my Amazonite. So we've got a 10 millimeter bead. And these are some that I had kept for myself out of our shop updates for restocking the Amazonite beads. Because I'm going to be doing a, whatchamacallit. I'm going to put 2 little 4 millimeter ones in there. I need to grab a beading tray. We're going to be doing a bird's nest tutorial where it's a study in wire size in relation to bead size, because it's like, to make a bird's nest with these little eggs, or like, well, they're not eggs, but these little 4 millimeter Amazonite beads, I would use like maybe a 22 gauge, whereas with the 6 millimeter, I might use a 20 gauge, and then I might use a 20 gauge still for the 8 millimeter, but for the 10 millimeter, I'd probably definitely be using an 18 gauge wire. So that's where I'd kind of be. We were going to explore that concept and get some hands-on practice with it, with the bird's nest project being just the project to do it with. But yeah, so we're super stocked up on these Amazonite beads on our website. All right on, Penny. Well, they're leaning real hard into kind of, just new and exciting like promotion and stuff. So thinking we might have to hop on that Temu train, because I'm ready for something other than Amazon. Here we have, what is this? What is on here? Okay, I've got a bunch of like beads and stuff on here still. Very cool. Okay. What was that I was saying about a son of a duckling? Well, I think I caught them all. I am the source of all of my problems. There's no one to blame but me. I just need to get this to where I can sit it down so I stop dropping it. So... might be able to squeak. Scooch. There we go. Yeah, bead spill noises, instant anxiety. It's alright. Okay. Now the Amazonite is very pale, I think, to have paired with silver, but I also kind of really love it. So there's that. And I don't know if I want to do... I know what I want to do. Where are these beads? So I've got these very pale, like milky seafoam green faceted crystals. Like they're not quite an opalite, they're very similar, that they have that kind of orange hue in the center, but they're not as blue, they're more seafoamy. See, there's a part of me that wants to put... Oh, my tweezers. There's my tweezers. I do like it with the little copper... I can't help myself. Here we go. Putting little copper beads in between all of them. Now these are just copper toned glass seed beads, which I love for getting the look of metal but without having any actual metal touching your skin. Now, I mean, we've got these guys, but they're going around the hemisphere of the beads, so they shouldn't be making as much full contact to the skin, is my theory. I think that's really cute. Gotcha, Susan. Ooh, 90% off Mother's Day stuff. I should propose to them that beads are definitely Mother's Day stuff. Hey, Jennifer. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice, so... We'll get a little bit more coffee in the body. Let's see if that helps. Okay, and so I'm going to be using, this is a 7-strand beading cable. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a mullet necklace on this one, because I'm still not entirely certain how I'm going to like it. And then, ooh, I have some crimp tubes from Potomac Beads that I was going to try out in antique copper, and I think that'll be perfect. Come on. I'll worry about taking the tag off the bag later. And then, where are, I'm not going to keep that in my mouth. Okay, here it is. Using some of these 18 gauge 1/8 inch aluminum rings for just doing the end that's going to be attaching to chain or whatever it is that we end up deciding to do. Bye, Art. I'm going to be hanging out for just a little bit more. We are not doing an after party today, both because I wanted to take care of my voice. After recording this morning, I was pretty certain that I was going to be just tuckered out, and I'm surprised I've lasted this long, honestly. But and then also my sister and her 2 kids are coming to our house tonight, and so I've got to panic clean to make it look like humans live here, and kind of get all the beds and everything set up. So that'll be what we're doing instead of a live stream this evening, or instead of an after party. Which I do apologize, because I know a lot of folks are signed up specifically because they wanted, you know, to participate in the after parties, and then between Anime St. Louis and then going, you know, and getting sick and just kind of keeping up with everything, it's been a minute since we've had an after party. So if anybody would like to cancel or would like to refund, please feel free to do that. Like, I totally understand. You don't gotta like send us like a hateful email or anything like that. Like, you can, we'll try to help you out. Like, you can send us an email if you need help canceling, but we are not able to cancel YouTube channel memberships for folks. But we can, I mean, at the very least, I might be able to Google it for you and point you in the right direction, hopefully. So this one I'm doing our kind of mullet style necklace, where it's party in the front, chain in the back, which is a great way of stretching if you're like me and you don't have a whole lot of beading cable at the moment. It lets you kind of set it up. And then just supplement with some chain along the side, which we have a shop for chain with us video coming out over the next couple of weeks. Oh, now see, this is where it kind of gets tricky, because sometimes beads that say they're 6mm are a little dummy thick. See how he's not wanting to go down into, I'm gonna have to rummage out our beads. Let me make sure all these guys string through first, though. I forget what I was talking about. I'm sorry, guys. Right on, Anne. Yeah, and I gotta find out if they're gonna be hungry when they get here, because that's gonna determine. Gosh, I just realized we haven't eaten since like 9 this morning. No, it was like 10. I made some sourdough bread earlier in the week. And we had some sourdough, like sliced bread, pan fried in butter with some cream cheese smeared on it, and it was delicious. But that's all we've had to eat today, so excuse me. Right on, Susan. Have an excellent rest of your day. Oh, right on. Virginia says, nope, not canceling. Can't get rid of me that easy. Right on. So in today's episode of Will It Fit, we get to go through our entire stock of 6mm. Ooh, that one fits. I'm just going to set it there. That way I'm not juggling this thing in my lap for too long. Yeah, no, that 8mm bead. That one fits. Does the 10mm bead fit? Yes, it fits. Whoop. And does that even? No. So gemstone beads are much more inconsistent in size than like glass beads, which I love personally. Like, I'm not like harumph. I'm not mad about it, but it is just something to keep in mind. There we go. When using bead frames, that might be something that you run into. Can't cancel a cult. We can try. No, I would never. Y'all would hunt me down. But yeah, just threading through. Nope. There's that. And then bead, 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 and then bead frame. And I'm probably going to be doing a lot more projects with just kind of basic bead stringing like this, because y'all, it is so much easier on my hands, and my little fingers hurt. And then threading that on. Oh, I love it. threading these beads through here. Like these little faceted like rondels are so cute. I love them. Y'all, we're gonna have to do, oh, I think I just figured out how to make my own wire wrapped bead frames. I mean, basically herringbone weave. Okay, nothing is not original, never mind. I just found another application for herringbone weave. So we're just stringing these on. Then there's our little 4mm Amazonite. Then our little bead. Then our faceted bead. And then another little bead. So you can see this didn't take a whole lot at all of the strand. So now we're going to thread through our crimp bead, or crimp tube rather, and then through that loop, and then back down through as far as we can go. Are you really not even going to fit through this first bead? Oh, there you go. And I'm just feeding it back through one bead at a time. Excellent. I love it when it fits through. Oh, makes me so happy. Okay, so now I'm going to hold on to here and I'm going to pull that down until I have about that much overhanging past the design, and then I'm going to hold both of the wires and then pull everything down, and then I hold from back here. No point in using my hand when I could be using a tool. And so by holding the beads below it and pulling, it's going to maintain our tension much more nicely than you know, the alternative. And I'm just going to come in and snip, and I know I haven't bound off that crimp bead yet, but this lets me kind of just wiggle things. And then come in, use the kidney shaped one first. And what I mean by that is there you can hopefully see. And that pinches our tube down into that crimped shape. These Potomac crimp tubes are, bless you puppy, are really nice. It's a very nice thick metal. It really makes me feel like I'm getting good contact. And so now we would just take this, and let me go grab some chain. Are you still checking them?
That's 4.
Oh, honey, come here. Let me give you a kiss. I love you. Millie, you just sneezing up a storm. But yeah, this is one of the spools of chain that I had purchased and tested out, and it seems to be doing pretty good. So I'm going to make a piece out of it that I can then wear. So if this is, how long is this? I'm going to do this on camera because I think that's more interesting in a video if I actually show you what I'm doing instead of doing it out of frame and just talking about it. So this is around 5 inches, and I like to make all of my necklaces to like around 18 inches. So I'm going to do like 6.5. No, wait, that's 17. So I'm going to do, my brain just went smooth, y'all. I need to practice doing math. So half of 5 is 2.5. 9 minus 2.5 is 6.5. Okay. So I'm doing the wire at 6.5. And then I'm just bringing it up and then holding with my wire snips till I can pull that flush. then I snip, and I see where it's hanging, and I snip. So this is going to be a really important test for me, and that is to see if these 18 gauge jump rings that I like using so much fit through this new chain. Wish me luck, because if they don't fit, I'm going to have to go to a 20 gauge steel. I'm going to have to use a 20 gauge steel. Great. Okay. That's okay. What did I do with them? I think they're in the other room. I'll be right back.
No, we don't, but you do.
Our stuff lands on the corner rack real soon.
Oh, yeah?
It's on its way.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, right on, Lisa. Crimp beads and clasps. So yeah, anytime that I'm using 20 gauge, it has got to be stainless steel, because otherwise it is not going to be strong enough to hold up. So let's take this. I like the look of it too. Oh, and this is totally workaroundable. Not the end of the world at all. So, boop, there we are. And then close that. Oh no. Oh, Phyllis. That's rough. I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay. Hooking that through. Hooking that through. Closing that ring. And so from here, I'm going to need another one of those rings for attaching the clasp. And then I'm going to have to go grab some extender chain. So I'm actually going to put y'all to watch. Millie, what are you even eating? Drop? Drop? What you got? What you got? What's in there? What are you? No. What are you doing? What's in your mouth? I don't even know what that is. That's a rock. Why would you eat the rocks? I mean, they're good. Okay, well, I still haven't been able to establish a good fit. Hey, honey, were you gonna do? I thought you were gonna do okay. So this is a stainless steel 4x6 millimeter chain that I'm going to use for the extender chain. And so that's going to be one end. Just, oh, I'm not even in frame anymore. Okay, well, let me set that down. We got a lava lamp, is what I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, I figured it'll be our nice AFK screensaver. Okay, so what we have going on here is I've just opened up the link on the chain. And we've got about 3 or 4 inches of chain here. And I'm just hooking that through and then closing it. And then let's pick a clasp. Testing it out. And then open that, hook that on, grab that there, hook that through, and close it. So now, let's see. And I'm actually going to try something. I need to start muting. I'm going to mute it real quick. Okay, I've unmuted it. I did not realize how horrible it sounds every time I move the camera with these freaking like tripods and like the little camera clippies and stuff. So let me get my hair looking like like I'm human. Okay, there we go. When I'm behind the camera, I go full troll mode, y'all. But so here's our necklace. And we can hook it anywhere along that chain. But it's just a nice, dainty little necklace. So Bea says I don't even notice the sound anymore. Right on, but I was like, man, I wouldn't watch me because of that noise. And I didn't know about that noise because y'all are so like nice and like patient and stuff. So but yeah, so this is a necklace design that I think we're going to, because let's get in close. I hope y'all can't see my beard hairs, but it just sits, and they look like little planets, like little Saturn rings. But they sit pretty nice. But I feel like this is a necklace design that I could make in a variety of different gemstone types, and just kind of like I like it. I don't know, I can dig it. And then with little earrings to match. That'd be pretty cool. Excuse me. Ooh, Michelle says I love it, Vaughn. I make necklaces like that, just the short pieces with the extra chain or something on them. Right on. And I love it. And it would probably, Randy and I would have to talk about like pricing and stuff, but this would be one of our, depending on the gemstone, lower price point necklaces. That way, you know, because we always try to have a variety of price points in our booth. The little circles are they're called bead frames. And so give them a Google, like search them on whatever your favorite bead stores is. On Potomac beads, they're called halo beads. And they just have like a single hole that goes through them. But the magic happens in the details. And I think this is a really easy way to put some details, put some magic into the piece. So, but I'm going to let you guys go. I'm sorry again that there's not going to be an after party, but I'm getting to the point where it feels like I'm having to like force my voice out. So, I'll have a cough drop. But if you guys have any questions, comments, or ideas, leave them down in the comment area, or you can send us an email to backtoearthcreations@yahoo.com. And we're going to be having another video. What day is it? It's Friday. We're going to be doing a shop update video on Monday that we will have a premiere at, and then we will have another tutorial on Thursday and another live stream the following Friday after that. And I do hope that we will start to have some cool vlog videos coming back up. It didn't do any good to put a cough drop in my mouth and then not suck on it, so give me a sec. I love Ricola cough drops. We'll be doing more videos over on the Vonster vlog, so I really look forward to hanging out with you guys over there as well. And yeah, thank you for being you and for being here, and I will see y'all next time. So until then, happy crafting. Mwah. Bye.